Okay, in this video, I'm going to review our trading for this past week and what an incredible week this has been, and finishing up the week with this marvelous Friday. Now, before I show you the trades, I want to direct your attention to this video that I made and posted up onto YouTube for the purpose of just showing in summary our trading plan for Tuesday morning, the 2nd of April. And this is the video right here. I'm going to show you a link here at the bottom of the screen, and then when this video is near its end, I'm going to show it again, and it will be a link that will take you right to it. But our name of our room, our channel is OEX Options Trading, and this video is the one that I'd like for you to look at, because it talks about the trading plan, setting up these series of trades for this week and what made them possible. So this is the video to look at. And what we talked about in that video, and this is the area, this is the second right here. What we talked about in that video is how we were long in here with a weekly call, with the expectation of a possible resistance up here at around 1570, and I refined that as more data came in on the second to 1570, 1571, up and around that area. This is an area that we've been measuring for some time, and during this time of several trading sessions, we saw an evaporation of open interest on the calls on both the S&P and the OEX, and we saw an expansion of open interest on the put side. We see a little bit of a price divergence here between a higher high and a lower high in the momentum. So as we approach in this area, I took long a call in here, and I keep the specifics for our subscribers. But we got out at this high here at 1570. I closed the calls out, and with the previous entries coming down from this area initially with puts into support, I took that trade off, put it in the bank. I put a call on here, rode it up to resistance. I put that money, put it in the bank. I put the two together, and I was able to finance a position by going long the puts on the S&P 500 at this area here at 1571. That put us in place, and I've been holding these, and I took them off this morning at when the S&P was at 1540. I rode those puts down $30. Now let me show you how we did it. After I put those on, we had a little bit of a move to the downside. And then coming up on the 3rd, Wednesday morning, this area was still holding this resistance. I took a little bit of a risk in here. No more than over this high. I put on a weekly put. So I have two puts on at this point. We have a monthly put as well as a weekly put. And this is how we start to combine the two together. And the market came down on Wednesday, back down into support. And this is the same support that I spoke of on that trading plan day on the 2nd, down in here to 60. I took these puts off, put that money in the bank. And when we made our way down in here to this 1555 area, 1554, during the intraday, we had a bit of a buy signal in here. I got long the calls so that long the puts. This was a way in which I could establish a more neutral position. All right, so I went long the weekly calls, came up in here to resistance. I took that position off. We came back down in here to support, and this was on Thursday midday where I put these calls on, and instead of putting the weekly calls on, I put a monthly call position on here. So going into first Friday, going into that all volatile day, I basically have a strangle in place here. I have long calls, long puts, and I have a basically neutral position. My strategy is this. Oftentimes what we see with that number that everybody waits for, everybody goes ballistic, and then the market just comes back to where we started, oftentimes more so than not. My strategy was this. We had support, which I talked about here at 1448, 1450. I also had support down here at 1540, right where we started from back in mid-March, which is what I speak about a lot of times. These markets leave clues. These levels that were established before are often revisited by these markets. And you saw it here again this morning. It's a fantastic place to meet, to have an objective, to execute our strategy. And this was the idea behind taking these monthly puts on that we put up way up here at 1570 and took them off down here at 1540. That's a 30-point run. just an outstanding trade coupled with these various other weekly positions that I put in place here. Now, what's happening? Right now, I'm long the calls. I basically had a neutral insurance policy in place here, which is if this market comes up a little bit more, it'll cost me zero. My risk was nil going into this because I didn't know this was going to happen this morning. This could have very well went up in the other direction. I wanted to lock in these profits that came down from these highs that we worked so hard to establish. So while these neutral strategies that I try to employ, it takes several trading sessions and several trades to put them in place. But at least you begin to see an idea as to how I put these in place. So as a part of our subscription and a part of the service that we provide, each day, daily trading plan comes out with the details of everything that we're going to do, along with the intraday alerts that lets you know exactly what we're doing and at what strike prices and so forth, and exactly the option that we're doing, to put ourselves in a position so that when this market runs, we're in a position to capitalize from it. There's lots of different ways to trade these markets, whether you're trading the SPYs or the Qs, or Lord help you if you're trying to trade the futures. There's an enormous amount of risk associated. And what we've done, and in my work, I've tried to take as much of the risk and the uncertainty out of the market, put myself in a position to capture profits, and then wait for the retracements that almost always occur in these markets, especially when I'm able to map out these areas of significant support and significant resistance. Our website is oexoptionstrading.com. I invite you to join us. If you go to the site, there's a way in which you can subscribe. I've tried to take as much of the risk out of just trying as much as possible. And so, as you can see by the chart, it takes several sessions to put these positions in place before you really get a bang. And I don't see anything changing with these markets anytime soon in terms of volatility. So this opportunity is going to continue. So you try us for 15 days or so. If you're not seeing it and it's before 30 days, give me a call or send me an email and I'll send your money back to you. If you have any questions about what we're doing, I'm here most of the time. I love what I do, and I spend most of my time preparing for each new trading session. So again, it's oexoptionstrading.com, and I invite you to consider joining us. Thank you.